Good evening. I come to you this afternoon inside an empty Whaleyville United Methodist Church. I sat for a few minutes yesterday in an empty Powellville United Methodist Church. I look all around me and all I see are empty pews. Just as I saw in Powellville yesterday, empty churches and empty pews. So I asked God, do you really want your churches to be empty? Because God, I'm having a hard time understanding all this. And if I'm having a hard time understanding all this, how can I expect the people you've called me to shepherd to understand all of this? So God, I say it again. Do you really want your church to be empty? And I hear that still small voice saying, it is okay for the church to change. You see, God always wants what's best for God's church and for God's people. And we know that all things work together for good for those who love God, who are called according to his purpose, as it tells us in Romans, the 8th chapter. Some of you are probably saying to yourself, I was already stressed enough about not being able to worship the way we've always worshiped and not being able to go to church, and now the pastor is on here telling me that word that causes me even more stress. That word is change. But I'm here to say to you tonight, this change will be what we make it with the help of the Holy Spirit. We are always talking about being more like Jesus, acting more like Jesus, loving more like Jesus, and living our lives more like Jesus. So what would Jesus do in this situation we find ourselves in? I believe he would start by praying. So I'm asking you tonight to pray. Pray for your church. Pray for each other. Pray especially for our emergency services personnel and volunteers, our first responders. Pray for our nurses, for our hospital staff, and pray for our law enforcement. I'm asking you to get on your knees and pray for our world. Paul says in Thessalonians 5:17, pray without ceasing. Never stop praying. I know there are questions, and please know that the church leadership and I hear your concerns. The biggest concern seems to be where and how we will worship. With prayerful consideration, we are implementing a drive-in type of worship at Whaleyville. This will be an opportunity for us to come together to worship from your vehicles while maintaining social distancing. And it will also get you out of the house. For the next couple of Sundays, I will stand in front of the Whaleyville Church Hall with a microphone and a large speaker. Wearing gloves and keeping a safe distance from you, 2 ushers will approach your vehicle one time only with a bulletin, words to the hymns we'll be singing, and a basket for your offering. If we find this is the way we would like to continue, we will explore the possibility of purchasing equipment that will enable us to actually be heard through your car radios. In our efforts to keep everyone safe, we are asking you not to exit your vehicle for any reason. In addition, we will be using video to record the message each week. The video will be done separately from the drive-in worship at Whaleyville and will be recorded from the sanctuary of the church. The message last week was recorded from the sanctuary in Powellville, and the message this week will be recorded from the sanctuary in Whaleyville. You will be able to access the video on the Facebook page of each church via email or via texting. We will add other means of access to the video as they become available to us. Anyone can become involved with the church in any of these ways. And also a third option, to worship together, we will be having a conference call at 10 a.m. each Sunday morning. We invite you, members, congregation of Powellville and Whaleyville, and the communities of both, to join us for a time of worship via a conference call at 10 a.m. each Sunday morning. You may call 1-971-224-6612 and enter the code 474896 to worship together. Yes, we are changing the way we do things at the church building, but that does not stop us from being the church. The times we find ourselves in and the decisions we have to make are not easy. It is just as new to us as it is to you. Let's continue to keep one another in prayer and look for new ways to be the hands and feet of Jesus. God bless you all.